everybody, it's Jen. Welcome back to my Halloween card series. This week I'm using the Fawn Monster Mash, and I actually stamped this out from a friend of mine, so I already have them stamped and die cut, and I'm going to color them using both Copics and Spectrum Noir markers. So I am going to turn on the music here, as you can hear, while I color, and I'll be back in 2 minutes to explain the card process once the coloring is done. So I'm going to use a piece of paper from the Boo collection as well as an older Doodlebug collection, and I'm going to be making a 4-square peekaboo card. So I'm going to use these stitched square dies from Simon Says Stamp. They do the same thing as the ones that are already sold as like a peekaboo kind of card template, but I didn't want to spend the money, and it's a good way to use dies you may already have in your stash. So I'm just dividing the paper, which I cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 into equal halfway between vertical and halfway between horizontal, so I knew where the center of my card was going to be, and I'm just going to cut 4 squares along those pencil lines so that I have a 4-square peekaboo card. Now I am going to trim this down once I get all 4 of them die cut out, and so that I have a white border along the card. If you're worried about having it exactly even, then you can do more detailed measurements. I wasn't so worried about it. And this is the Doodlebug paper. Now you could put this behind like that and just leave it that way, or you can do what I'm doing, which is cutting out these squares using the die. The Simon Says Stamp die set has stitched borders along the outside and the inside, so there's a stitched border detail along the squares that I cut out as well. So I'm just going to tape this down in place. Here's where I'm going to trim it a little bit more just so that I have that white edge. And then I'm going to use some Post-it tape to stick down the top of the card so that I can adhere the inside squares with just some regular glue because I want to tuck some of the monsters behind the frame, so I don't want to adhere that down yet. I want to get these down first so that I can know the placement of where the little monsters are that I'm going to be tucking behind the frame. So this card took about an hour to make, and I had already had it planned out. As you'll see at the pictures at the end, I actually made one prior to this one, so you can see both of those cards. It's the last picture at the end of the video. And so here I'm just going to start adhering the monsters down in the different squares, and I'm just going to pop that little guy behind the frame. And there's Piper making her video appearance as always. So I'm just going to stick these as I go. I did trim down this little one because I wanted it hanging from the inside, and I knew that you weren't going to see the bottom of it. So get her in place, and then I'm going to adhere down the frame because the other ones are going to be either in the center of the square or they're going to be kind of popping out of the square. So I just want to make sure that I get that inside border adhered down as well. So just used a little bit of glue, and then it's really easy to position it in place once you've already adhered the squares. So just making sure that that's down, and now I'm going to put the rest of the monsters in the little frames. I think this card would make a really sweet Halloween card for well, for anyone, but in particular I thought it would be cute for a young child, as you know, they're cute little monsters. And I love the piece of paper with all the little candies on it from the Boo collection. So I'm just zooming this in now. I decided to cut out and color some of the accessories from the Fawn Booyah set just to add a little bit more to the card. So just placing these down. I feel like this one's the little girl square with the two little ghosts there with the bow and the flower. So then I'm going to use my Wink of Stella glitter brush pen, and I'm just going to add some glitter to the monsters just to make them shine. Now you could definitely pop up some of these monsters on foam adhesive, but I'm really into flat cards lately. Just really clean and simple, easy to mail, but it definitely would look cute if some of them were popped up. So now I'm just using a white Jelly Roll pen, and I'm just adding some white dots to the little monsters, and you can see them better in the close-up pictures at the end, but it just adds a little bit of detail to these guys, which I think is really cute. It doesn't make them as flat. And then I'm just going to color in the teeth with the white gel pen as well. Then I'm going to grab my black one, and I'm going to do all of the eyes that are open and just have them pop off the card a little bit more too. Then I'm going to use this Michael's stamp set for the inside sentiment, which is just going to say trick or treat. And then I'm going to, with a piece of the paper that was left over from trimming it down, I'm going to make a little fishtail banner on the inside of the card. And my card is complete. So I hope you enjoyed this card. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.